Unified School District Board of Education. Superintendent, you please call roll.
Yes, Mr. Clark.
Here.
Mr. Hui.
Here.
Miss Larrett. Here. Miss Lofthouse.
Here.
Mr. Reed. Mr. Reed, would you like to unmute, or are we unmuted on this end? Mr.
Mr. Reed is acknowledged that he's here online tonight with us. I believe that's it then?
Yes.
Okay. In a moment, we'll be going into closed session where we'll be covering student matters, employer relations, conference with legal counsel, conference with real property negotiators, and personnel matters. Time will be given to speakers, if there is any that would like to speak on any of the items we'll be talking about in closed session. I see nobody in the audience. Is there anybody online? Okay, that being the case, we will be going to closed session and be back at 6 o'clock. All right, welcome back to open session. Again, this is our May 4th meeting of the FCUSD School Board. We're going to begin tonight with our Pledge of Allegiance, and the posting of the colors and flag salute will be led by Cordova High School's Junior ROTC Color Guard, Air Force Junior ROTC Color Guard. Superintendent, would you mind introducing?
Sure. I'm honored to be able to introduce our Cordova High School Junior ROTC under the direction of Senior Master Sergeant Richard Harden and Master Sergeant Eric Gardner. Our students tonight, part of the Cordova High School Color Guard team, are Cody Sherritt, Nolan Yeager, Caleb Sanderson, bless you, Christian Dominguez Moffitt, Shivish Shand, Brian Rangel, and Isaac Calderon Sanchez. So with that, let us all stand as the ROTC posts the colors.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to its republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all. You may now be seated.
And may we take a picture with the junior ROTC before they leave, and Master Sergeant Hardin?
Where would you like them at, ma'am?
Let's come up to the front.
So if you could just come stand up here at the dais. Okay, everybody. Terrific. Thank you. This is wonderful. Thank you. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much. Now be reading the broadcast statement. A broadcast and recording is being made at the direction of the board, and the broadcast may capture images and sounds of those attending the meeting. Folsom Cordova Unified School District Board Policy 1313 promotes mutual respect, civility, and orderly conduct among employees, parents, and the public. We will treat staff, parents, and members of the public with respect and expect the same in return. If any member of the public uses obscenities or communicates in a demanding, loud, insulting, and/or demeaning manner, the board will calmly and politely admonish the person to communicate civilly. Public comment during board meetings are an important component of public engagement and transparency. Members of the public will not be permitted to yield their speaking time to another member of the public. All written comments submitted by 3 p.m. today to the board have been read. I believe there were no written comments today. Per the Brown Act, the board is not allowed to enter into two-way discussion on any matter not on the agenda. Superintendent, will you call roll?
Yes, Mr. Clark?
Here.
Mr. Hui?
Here.
Ms. Larrett?
Here.
Ms. Lofthouse?
Here.
Mr. Reed?
Here.
He's here virtually. And Ms. Perez?
Here.
Ms. Srivastava?
Here.
All are accounted for. Thank you.
Thank you, Superintendent. That brings us to item 5, reporting out closed session. Superintendent?
Yeah, no action to report out of closed session tonight.
Thank you. On to item 6, adoption of the agenda. Do we have a motion to adopt the agenda?
I'll move it.
Moved first by Mr. Clark,
I'll second.
second by Ms. Perez.
Ms. Perez?
Aye.
Ms. Srivastava?
Aye.
Mr. Clark?
Aye.
Mr. Hui?
Aye.
Ms. Larrett?
Aye.
Ms. Lofthouse?
Aye.
Mr. Reed?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
All right, thank you. That brings us to item 7, special presentations. Superintendent.
Yes, tonight under the FCLA highlights, we are highlighting Theodore Judah Elementary School. And Principal Jonathan Johnson and his team are here this evening, and they have a presentation they'd like to share about how they've been opening doors to students and making those connections. So with that, welcome, Mr. Johnson, and your team.
Thank you. Thank you, members of the board and Dr. Gleason. As you shared, my name is Jonathan Johnson, the principal of Theodore Judah Elementary School. It's my pleasure to be here with you this evening. I'm joined by Kristen Layton, our first grade teacher and climate and culture leader, and also our Lindsay Melhus, who is our library media tech. We're excited to highlight 3 areas this year that have enhanced student connection, our school focus on climate and culture, what we call TJE Student News, and also our student-friendly library that's been transformed this year. Make sure the slide advancer works. There we go. The first thing to highlight here is we updated our vision and mission this year. We wanted to really focus the work that we're doing around climate and culture, around connecting students, and the work and the initiatives we've undertaken to really, as it shows, to empower all students to thrive. We met over the summer with a group of teachers and myself, and we brainstormed different ways to align our goals for the school and everything we were trying to accomplish with our vision and mission so that we are aligned and working towards the same thing. And again, our goal here is to engage students, to support them, and to find connections. And we've referred back to this vision statement throughout the year to try to make those connections and ensure that we're following it. And with that, I would like to welcome Kristen Layton. She's going to present on our climate and culture initiatives.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kristen Layton, and I'm a first grade teacher and our climate and culture facilitator at Theodore Judah Elementary School. Thank you for giving us the time tonight to share about how we create connections with our students, staff, and family. I'd like to start by thanking the board, Dr. Collegian, and our social emotional learning department for the investing in the responsive classroom training for Folsom Cordova staff. Responsive Classroom is a student-centered, social-emotional learning approach to teaching and discipline, and this training has made such a great impact on the connection, we are able to make at our site. The guiding principles of Responsive Classroom are that in order for students to succeed at school, they need a sense of belonging, significance, and fun. Our goal at Theodore Judah is to create an environment where our students and staff enjoy coming to school each day. Placing high emphasis on creating strong, meaningful relationships makes all of the difference in this front. In order to create these strong relationships with our teachers and staff and students, we run daily morning meetings with the following components. I'm not switching slides. Sorry. I'm like, where are my slides? Sorry, guys. These morning meetings have 4 components. The first one is our greeting. We have a share, activity, and a morning message. And if we could keep going, there we go, a little bit more. I'll just click through that. It's not.
Nope.
All right.
Rochelle can do it for you too if you'd like.
Great. Can we progress to, there we go. So these are a couple of slides of our morning meetings and what they look like in different classrooms, K through 5. Each teacher is running one of these every morning, and it just gives students a sense of fun right first thing in the morning. It helps them connect to their teachers and peers, and it gives them a soft start to the school day as well. And if we can go back to the 4th slide, I believe. In addition to our morning meetings, we've also partnered with CTI in Folsom, a community partner, to get a calm down corner in each classroom, so you can see these on the screen. We know that tough days are inevitable, and we strive to teach our students that it's normal to need to take a break and reset. These are different pictures of these calm down corners in classrooms, and they've allowed our students to stay in the classroom, taking a break, and also getting back to the activity once they are done with their break. And if we could go to, I believe, slide 8, 7 or 8. More morning meeting slides, sorry, you guys. I think one more. There we go. My final point that I'll touch on today. Finally, at the beginning of the year, our staff goes through and selects 9 social emotional learning focuses that we focus on throughout the school year. This is aligned with our second step curriculum, and we have found with the entire school kind of partnering to focus on these each month, it's created a stronger sense of community. So you can see there's a couple of pictures. Pets frequently make these videos from staff members, but just giving the school, this is sent out to everyone on our staff. So everyone's focusing, yard duties, our lunch ladies, everyone is focusing on these standards all at once. So thank you guys again for allowing us time this evening to share. I appreciate the resources you are all putting into developing a robust social emotional program at our district. So thank you again. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Hey, is it working now? All right. I'm presenting on behalf of Mr. Rick Berry, as a 5th grade teacher at Theodore Judah. He can't be here tonight, and I'll highlight something that's returned to Theodore Judah this year, which is what we call TJE Student News. TJE Student News is produced and run exclusively by 5th grade students. It's a club that has started at the school. The club meets regularly, and they plan upcoming shows and episodes, and then they actually rotate through duties of going out and filming around campus. And they pick events to go to as well that are off campus and film. We received a grant this year from SECC, which is produced through SEVA, and they helped to purchase some new equipment for the students as well. So they have a new boom mic, new cameras, new equipment, new audio equipment, and then they're also learning editing features as well. The student news, as you can see here, this is the news desk, if you will. from a classroom. And this is a behind the scenes look for everybody, so you can see where the news is made. One really prominent feature that we enjoy is the students go out around and interview. As you can see, they have a gigantic microphone. One of the nice features is they always feature students and staff and events. So it really creates a sense of community. One of the pictures you see up there is a first grade class after we had done like a Halloween fair during school, and they interviewed them about Halloween and asked them, they interviewed our music teachers. They really pick events and try to highlight people on campus, which has made a lot of connections. The episodes tend to be around 12 to 50 minutes long. Once they're edited down, we then share them with the entire school community so anyone can watch them. And Mr. Barry would probably want me to tell you to subscribe to his YouTube channel so that you can see those. Each new episode, again, is shared. And again, we've been able to highlight, oh, we're stuck again. Sorry, Rochelle. Hey, there we go. Oh, now we're both doing it. In some of the events they've been able to feature, this year we had quite a large Diwali celebration at our school, and they filmed large portions of that and were able to interview students, which were then shared. And Mr. Berry puts a lot of time and effort into this initiative, and the students do as well. And I know it's definitely a welcome welcome kind of experience for people to see, not only our students highlighted, but seeing staff and getting perspectives. For example, when we installed new security cameras this year, they interviewed me for a long time to ask me about the purpose of the cameras and where they were and how they were used. But it's small things like this. The students identify them, the students feel passionately about it and are able to do that. So next, I would like to welcome Lindsay Melhus. She's sharing some of the amazing work that has been going on in our library this year.
All right, I hope okay, hey. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak with you tonight about the special place that is the Theodore Judah Library. My name is Lindsay Melhus, Cordova High, class of 99, baby. And I speak to you today as a credentialed teacher working on a master's degree in library science and a library media services credential. I am incredibly proud of the connections we've built this year in our library. We had 3 priorities this year. First was to build a student-friendly collection where our diverse student body has access to books that act as mirrors of their own lives, along with doors and windows into the lives of those different than them. To achieve this, we have worked on weeding outdated materials and prioritizing high-interest books that reflect our student interests and information needs, including materials in Spanish. We've also highlighted books and authors featuring diverse voices where students can see themselves reflected. 2, create opportunities for engagement. I really wanted to make sure that rather than just being a place to come check out books, our students had lots of chances to read, write, and create this year. So we've built paper chains for Pi Day. We've written book review haikus for National Poetry Month. We celebrated Dogman Week, of course. And we've done intense math equations to try to figure out just how many candy hearts are in a jar for one of our Valentine's Day contests. And most importantly, I've worked to build meaningful relationships with students this year. I believe this has been successful. We recently opened applications for library assistants, and I had over 60 4th and 5th grade students complete the program. I can talk all day about how great our library is, but you should hear from our students. And so I actually brought you a poster we made last week to celebrate National Library Week. Our students wrote love notes to our library. My favorite one says, I love my library because it is, because it is a safe place and you're allowed to be loud. I encourage you to read this to understand the critical need for fully funded and fully staffed libraries and teacher librarians in our schools. School libraries are important for information literacy and building 21st century skills, but they're also a special place for students to build a relationship with an adult who is not a classroom teacher. They're a place for students to see themselves reflected and gain appreciation for lives and cultures different from their own. I believe our library is the heart of our campus, and I thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak with you tonight.
May we take a quick picture when you're done?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
I'll be brief. On behalf of the Theodore Judah community, I just want to say thank you for allowing us to share just 3 of the many things we have going on in our community this year. Our teachers and staff do amazing work each day, and they're very proud of their efforts and the connections that they make with all students. Thank you.
Thank you.
Look at a picture, Chris.
I was just...
Oh, gosh, that is the sweetest thing. Oh, I love it. Okay. All right, everybody, right here. 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you all so much. If there's no questions or comments from the board, I believe we have another presentation tonight.
We do, and it is my honor at this time to do a recognition of a special partner who's here with many of our friends and community from Rancho Cordova. We're recognizing Ms. Cheryl Gleason, the art director and curator of Mill Station Arts and Culture Center. And before she comes forward to the podium, I do want to share at the last meeting, we said thank you to Cheryl Gleason without her being here for hosting the beautiful student art show that had hundreds and hundreds of pieces of artwork. And I want to thank our teachers that had their students participate. It was so inspiring to see the artwork. But thanks to Mr. Clark, we said, let's do a special shout out for Cheryl in person. So I'm going to do a gentle roast. And this is it's very kind, Cheryl. Cheryl Gleason has served as the founding art director and curator since the MAC opened in February 2018. Cheryl has focused the MAC on supporting local art, history, culture, as well as national and international exhibits on relevant social justice issues. 5 years ago, Rancho Cordova Arts, a 501c3, hosted its first annual Micro Masterpieces fundraiser, and the group raised $1,600. Each successive year brought in more funds. At year 4 of the event, Ms. Gleason asked the board of directors to make Rancho Cordova schools the beneficiaries of the yearly fundraiser, and the board unanimously agreed. To date, Rancho Cordova Arts has donated over $12,000 in art supplies to the teachers within the Rancho Cordova city limits. Cheryl Gleason serves as the chairperson for the Arts, Culture, and Historic Preservation Commission in West Sacramento, an appointed position by the City Council and Mayor of West Sacramento, and is the current president of Rancho Cordova Arts. So please join me in a round of applause and a special recognition to Ms. Cheryl Gleason. So now we'll have you come forward to the podium because we have a certificate to present to you, and then we'd love to take a picture with you as well. But this is a certificate of recognition. The Folsom Cordova Unified School District Board of Education presents this certificate to Cheryl Gleason and the Mills Station Arts and Culture Center, MAC, in recognition of your continued support of the arts for FCUSD students and teachers in Rancho Cordova schools by providing donations and opportunities for artistic expression. Congratulations again, and thank you for your support and partnership, Cheryl.
Thank you, and thank you, Chris.
You can get up and stand up. Sure, depending on my. Right. so much.
Well, thank you so much. Want to leave it out to the board. Mr. Clark, I believe you had a comment.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. Cheryl, I just wanted to again congratulate you and thank you for all the work that you do, not only at the MAC, but in the community. And we so look forward to the art shows. And, you know, one thing that wasn't mentioned was Cheryl actually donated, I think they were they Amazon gift cards, Target gift cards to our students that participated in our SEL art show. So I just want to thank you for that as well. But, you know, you deserve this, girl, so take it. Okay? All right. Love you much.
All right, thank you, Mr. Clark. And Superintendent, I believe we have one more.
We do. This is a night full of lots of recognitions and deserving folks. So we're very excited to be introducing to you the teachers that represent the National Board certification in our district. And please know that this is the most respected and rigorous professional certification available in education. And I think we lead the way with the number of NBCT teachers. Folsom Cordova proudly supports its teachers through the National Board certification process. We lead the region in the number of teachers and provide the ongoing stipend for our teachers. Folsom Cordova currently has 25 teachers with active certifications. They are committed to educational excellence at all levels, and many of our FCUSD administrators have also earned this certification as classroom educators. So we're just thrilled to be introducing Sarah Kirby Gonzalez, one of our National Board certified teachers and also one of our teachers at Mather Heights Elementary, who's going to share a presentation with us. Welcome, Sarah.
Thank you. And first I have to do a quick little shout out as well, because my Girl Scout troop in West Sacramento, Troop 808, presented to the commission that Chairwoman here is part of and helped very much with their art utility project. So if you go to West Sacramento and see art utility boxes up, you had a big hand in that too. So thank you for mentoring our kids all over the region, truly. So thank you. It is an honor to be here with you, especially as we celebrate. This is a time of celebrating our Teachers Week, right? And so this is a perfect time to be here. And so to Vice President Hui, I believe maybe President Reed is here somewhere, and to all the members of the board, Dr. Collegian and cabinet and guests. So I am Sarah Kirby Gonzalez. I am so fortunate to have started this role. I am a National Board Certified teacher. I teach 4th and 5th grade at Mather Heights Elementary School, and I am the facilitator of the program. And I started that in 2019, 2020, a really good year to start new programs. So it's been an exciting time, and I'm excited to give you an update. I did give you a brief update last year, and so we're going to touch on a little bit of that as a reminder for our public and for all of you. And then we have some teachers here that we're going to celebrate as well. Okay, so next slide. I think I'm not going to try this pointer after seeing my colleagues prior. So National Board was established in 1987, and you spoke, Dr. Collegian, to some of the information on this slide, but I'll share with you that there's 25 different certificate areas that our teachers can certify in. And so, for example, I'm a middle childhood generalist, but we also have teachers who are specializing in single subject at the high school or working with our reading specialists with our youngest kids as well. And each certificate has its own set of standards and its own specifics with the directions, but all of us go through these 5 core propositions. And that is that teachers are committed to the students and their learning. They know the subjects they teach and how to teach them. They're responsible for managing and monitoring student learning. They think systematically about their practice, and they're members of learning communities. And our learning community is not just our PLC and talking with prior teachers and our school committees, it's also our families. And we have to demonstrate how we work with families in the portfolio. Okay, so next slide. These are the 4 certificate areas. So it is an entire portfolio that's done. The first one, component 1, is an assessment. Component 2 shows differentiation of instruction. That is where you're showing your student work and how you can assess and meet the needs for your individual students. Component 3 are videotapes of classroom teaching, where you show your engagements with students and their engagements with one another. And component 4 is focused on assessment and how teachers create assessment and adjust their teaching practices using that assessment data. And so, yes, we have over 70 teachers. So as I told you, it was quite the exciting time to take over this program. As you can imagine, it was hard to certify and do all of those components in the last 2 years that we've had, but we now have 71 teachers. So we are at over 70 teachers, and we will celebrate that teacher in just a moment who certified this past year. And the district does support us with an annual stipend for all of our national board certified teachers, and we are grateful for that. It is in our contract. It's $863. And then we also have our monthly meetings where teachers who are going through the certification process get support. And we have the gift, I mentioned this last year, was the first year of having the state now support national board. Many states do this, and so we're glad that California has joined in. For our teachers who are at high priority schools, so they're listed there in the slide with 55% or more unduplicated, the state will pay the fees for that. So we had 2 teachers who had their fees paid. It saved the district $2,850. We had many more teachers that were eligible, though, and that did go through and get that first, yes, they're through, but we had some paperwork issues with the CDE, and so we are working closely with the CDE to rectify that in the future so we can maximize all of the money that we can have, because I know that you want to be fiscally prudent with all of your money from our taxpayers. So a shout out to the Business Services Department, because they helped us make sure that all those teachers had their fees paid for us. And then this is our huge incentive, which also comes from the state, no cost to Folsom Cordova, for all of our teachers who have reached certification. So you'll notice there that this year it's $30,000 that will be going to our teachers. It's for 5 years. And so we have a total of the teachers that are listed here of $150,000 commitment from the state. And any additional teachers who certify and are at a school that is high priority will also be eligible for that funding. So this is a great way to retain our teachers at our high priority schools and also to attract some. We had one here, Melissa Lawson, who has moved from Folsom, and she's now at Cordova High School. So we're so happy to have her there. Okay, and here are our celebrations, which I'm really excited to get to. But it's important to recognize that your teachers are all over the place. And so they've been in San Francisco today at professional development that they are leading and participating in. So Christina Ray, unfortunately, is not here with us because she is on her way back from San Francisco. But she is also, as you may recall, the District Teacher of the Year. And it's a huge deal to have her certified through what she did in these last 2 years. And so even though she's not here, I'm hoping we can give her a big round of applause because she does. Christina is at Vista Del Lago, which has the highest number of teachers who have certified. 7 teachers are at Vista Del Lago who have certified. You have admin as well who are there who have certified. But guess what? Cordova High is coming in close because all of those submissions right there that you see, 6 of them are Cordova High School. 1 of them has moved up to district office from Cordova High School. And then 1 is renewing, Sarah Swenson from Vista. So that's a huge deal, and we're so excited to have some of our high numbers also coming from Cordova High School. Now for our successful renewals, we have 2 of our teachers here who have renewed, and we have this very fancy pin that they will be getting for National Board Certification as well. Of course, they have a big certificate too. Allison Bowles is here, as is Christy Zamperini. And this is for you. And then our other teachers who have also renewed, Andrea Townsend, Joanna Slaughter, and Kelly Bequero, who's also in San Francisco. And I want to thank our curriculum and instruction department for all that you do to support this program. I want to thank HR. If you look at some of our job descriptions, they now call out National Board Certified Teachers. And again, the business department, we're really lucky to have such a great team here in Folsom, Cordova. It's an honor to represent this group. And I get to step into all of their classrooms and see their videos. And I'll tell you, they are fantastic. So a big round of applause for our teachers.
And may we take a picture, Sarah, with you and the teachers that are here this evening, and just want to say thank you. And the banner. Oh, yes, we have the banner.
Over this way, if you wouldn't mind. 1, 2, 3. I'll take a second. Okay, and I'll free it up for anybody else. Thank you.
All right, thank you all so much, and I believe that is it for our presentations tonight. Okay, that moves us to item 8, public comment. 3 minutes will be given to speakers that have a comment on a non-agendized item. Just a reminder that there is no back and forth dialogue between the speakers and the board. And so the first speaker will be Sheila Johnson.
Good evening, board members. Thank you for your time. My name is Sheila Johnson. I work at Mitchell Middle School, and I am your student records clerk. I also have my colleague, Jocelyn
Hammerstrom from Sutter Middle School.
and
Melissa from Mills Middle School. She's the new one. We just want to talk a few minutes. I don't believe I'm actually speaking to you guys again, but here I am. For the new board members, what we've done, there are 4 middle schools in Folsom Cordova School District. And those 4 middle schools have 4 clerks. 3 of them are here tonight. Our job description had not changed in over 30 years, so we are asking the board to please update it, which we thought they did. Back in the beginning of the school year, we wanted our title to be reclassified as registrars. We're the only 4 people in the district that take care of the middle schools, that do all the registrations. We check, shop records, we check addresses, everything. We do it all ourselves. Where the high school registrars, they have another person, another clerk that helps them with records and the CUME files and all that. We do all this ourselves. Plus, a lot of times we're adding extra help in the office. We're answering phones sometimes. I help the nurse out sometimes. I mean, we all do a ton of stuff. And what we're asking is to be reclassified as, quote, registrar, same as the high school registrars, and also with the innovations and Prospect and those other schools, and to be compensated appropriately where they are. And this was supposed to have been done
December 7th.
December 7th.
That
and
was
then-
passed.
Yes, and then again, the end of March, we were reclassified, sort of, but we're asking you to sign on the dotted line, give us what we deserve, and please help us out.
And if you guys can, I know you can't answer anything right now, but if you let us know, we think that this is going to be affected July 1st on our fiscal year, but we're hearing mixed messages that the board needs to present it to the negotiating team before it can be a MOU presented to the district, so, or to our chapter meetings. So that's what we're asking, if the board can let us know, is it a fact? Is this what really gonna happen? Because we at first thought it was, thought it was gonna happen
Yeah.
on this coming July 1st.
Even our principals assumed this was gonna happen. We just talked to our principals and they, didn't realize it hadn't taken place, so.
Place. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for your
Appreciate your
evening and
time.
your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, if there's no objection from the board, our next couple of speakers, I'm going to be calling up 3 speakers at one time. They'll each get their 3 minutes rather than, since they're speaking on the same subject, rather than calling them up individually. That's okay with everybody. So next will be Anna McHenry, Debbie Burns, and Christine Kleinel.
Hi. Good evening, Dr. Kaligian.
Oops, hold on.
That's okay. Okay, good evening, Dr. Kaligian, President Reed online, board trustees, and the Folsom Cordova community. My name is Anna McHenry. I'm a counselor at Vista Del Lago High School with a caseload of 575 students. I'm here today with Vista counselors Debbie Burns and Christine Kleinle to report the impact counselors have on the Folsom Cordova community. Our goal is to design and implement a program that promotes student achievement and well-being. Vista Del Lago is a unique high school that has a 4x4 block schedule. This allows students to take 4 classes in the fall and 4 new classes in the spring. This means counselors actually start up the school year twice in one academic year. New schedules are given out in term 1 and again in term 2. I'm proud that we have a system that allows for so many choices that gives students an opportunity to explore possible career interests in academics. By taking 8 courses per year, students complete a total of 32 courses by the time they graduate high school. Our department helps students select these courses, find interest, and get connected with new teachers, friends, clubs, sports, and new lunch groups. The counseling office is flooded with questions daily. We work hard to answer any and all questions that come our way. We've developed a website with a wealth of information to point parents and our community members in the right direction to help answer those questions. There are many paths to meeting graduation requirements, and with so many choices, a lot of monitoring takes place. Counselors review student grades, schedules, and transcripts. We develop 4-year plans to ensure students are enrolled in the proper courses to meet the district's high school graduation requirements and their unique goals. Our counseling team meets weekly to review our practices and fine-tune our program. We work hard to know our students on a first-name basis and build relationships. We know that better relationships lead to better outcomes for our students. We try to provide an atmosphere where everyone is welcome. I invite you to come to visit our counseling department to see us in action, providing social, emotional, and academic support to every student. And therefore, we're supporting the well-being of our community.
Good evening. I'm Debbie Burns, and I've been in the district for over 20 years and have had the privilege of working at 3 different sites, with my current placement being at Vista Del Lago with these wonderful ladies. My current ratio is 575 to 1, and tonight I want to share with you a few ways that Vista Del Lago counselors are involved in supporting mental health on our campus. Counselors engage in multiple work groups to ensure the ongoing support of our students' mental health. Collectively at Vista, we attend weekly to monthly meetings for restorative justice, don't suspend me, positive behavioral intervention supports, also known as PBIS, suicide risk assessments, and are currently creating a new wellness student support center. Vista Del Lago is also looking at re-engaging Stanford's Challenge Success, which was a huge mental health asset to our school in previous years. In addition, Vista Del Lago counselors follow up with each student where fire words are triggered from the base surveys given 3 to 4 times a school year. This allows us the opportunity to meet one-on-one with students, building a trusting relationship. We ask tough questions to determine students' risk levels and, if needed, do risk assessments to ensure students' safety, creating plans for ongoing support. Vista Del Lago counselors also monitor and follow up with students who have multiple D's and F's
every grading period, which is 8 times a year. As counselors, we recognize that challenges academically are often triggered by emotional struggles. We actively evaluate this data to drive our future programs for students. We are thankful to our team of teachers, administrators, and staff whom we have a cohesive working relationship where referrals come to the counseling office daily. Vista Del Lago counselors are the frontline staff that provide a tremendous amount of social, emotional support to our students and work closely with our mental health specialists and school psychologists to meet the needs of all of our students. Mental health doesn't just affect individuals, the one individual that is having the challenge. It also affects the loved ones and those that are surrounded. Vista Del Lago counselors have made a commitment to provide awareness throughout the year, not just during awareness weeks. Walking around campus, you will see students wearing ribbons as we have on today. This year, we gave out stickers and sold t-shirts designed by one of our students who lost her battle with mental health, and that can also be seen throughout campus on any given day. We have also attended and provided educational evenings to our families and PTSO around the issues of mental health, drugs, and alcohol. Vista Del Lago counselors are committed to supporting our students' full well-being and are continually exploring ways to help provide balance for our students between mental health and academics.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. My name is Christine Kleinle, and I am also a counselor at Vista Del Lago. This is my 18th year as a counselor in the district, and my ratio is also 575 to 1. As we move into the last month of school, Vista counselors are busy working with our 9th through 11th grade students on finalizing their courses for next school year, as well as supporting our graduating seniors. Junior students will be receiving information at the end of the year to help them prepare for their post-high school ventures and information on how we will assist them through this process next school year. Counselors are monitoring senior grades closely, along with working with teachers and parents to find ways to best support our students in the last few weeks of their high school career. We are celebrating our seniors as well with our Senior Awards and Scholarship Night. Counselors work closely with our Career Center clerk and are excited to give out numerous scholarships and awards to our exceptional students on May 16th. At the end of the month, we will wrap up by sending transcripts and school reports to the colleges that our students will attend next fall. We also want to congratulate our colleague, Sandra Wera, on her retirement. She has made an impact on so many students and staff throughout the years, and her dedication and commitment does not go unnoticed. Lastly, as we head into summer, we are planning events and programs for the upcoming school year and look forward to another exciting year ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next up, it's another group of 3. Each will have 3 individual minutes to speak on, I believe, all on the same subject. That's Debbie Burns, Rhonda Franks, and Erin Chin.
Hi, me again. Sorry. Good evening, Dr. Collegian, President Reed virtually, Board Trustees, Folsom Cordova Leadership, and the Folsom Cordova community. I'm Debbie Burns, again, counselor at Vista Del Lago. Today I'm here with school nurse Rhonda Franks and school social worker Erin Chan. We were asked to share a little bit about mental health in our schools, particularly being that May is Mental Health Awareness Month.
Mental health awareness is important because we all have mental health as well as physical health, and the two often affect each other and are intertwined with each other. So for example, if an athlete has a season-ending injury, this can cause that athlete to feel depressed. Or if a student is feeling anxious, they often come to the health office with complaints of headaches or stomach aches. And however, mental health is sometimes treated as a secondary concern, or sometimes it gets overlooked. And we are very fortunate that in FCUSD we have staff that works together collaboratively to address both of these concerns.
The 3 of us came together as part of a collaboration team of nurses, mental health specialists, counselors, and psychologists to review and update our district practices as it relates to suicide risk assessments. As you can imagine, this topic has created dialogue about other important topics and practices that we as a multidisciplinary team will continue to explore and develop.
FCUSD has a total of 17 mental health specialists, 4 school social workers, 4 SCOE clinicians, 20 school nurses, 27 school psychologists, and 28 school counselors to support the 21,000 students and approximately 2,000 staff in FCUSD. We work closely together to uncover unmet needs in dimensions such as physical health, parenting, social emotional skills, and learning differences. We work on these puzzles alongside families to begin to meet these needs, using community resources like Care Solace or services delivered by school support staff themselves. In schools, we have the unique opportunity for prevention and early identification of factors that can lead to mental health problems over time. We rely on each and every staff member for our most important undertaking to build relationships with students that form the center of resilience and the basis for learning.
The last thing we would like to share is that the FCUSD is offering a evening where parents are being invited to attend a program where they are being educated on mental health. It's a free film screening and discussion, and it is called What I Wish My Parents Knew. So there are flyers, and they have QR codes, and so this is something that will be going out. So thank you all for supporting mental health and supporting us to be able to provide the best possible care that we can for our students and also our staff. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next up is Laurette Gaberman, followed by Angela Edwards.
Good evening. I'm here tonight to discuss a problem in education that is growing rapidly in our schools and really taking a lot of our time in PLCs trying to figure out. And that is how to help all of our students with extreme destructive behaviors. Classrooms all over are being terrorized and traumatized by students displaying extreme behaviors who are in need of services. These children are crying out and they need our help. But there is nothing in place to direct them for their needs. Students with extreme behaviors have learned to work the system also and know there's little that we can do about it. They struggle with violent, manipulative, defiant behaviors and have no limits. They turn over tables and desks, throw objects, and take and destroy school and personal property. They physically harm students and adults alike. One student I know took glasses of another student and pushed out the lenses and flushed them down the toilet. This list goes on. All students have a right to a free and equal education, but extreme behavior students are really not getting one. Between the refusal to do schoolwork, breaks outside, and violent destructive behaviors, the result most often is that they are poor readers, if not completely illiterate, and unable to do simple math. And it's not a special needs problem, it's a behavior one. So what do? Well, we can promote services and include the manpower to do what works. We need the number of hands on campus to maintain restorative justice with fidelity. And we need to admit when it fails and certain behaviors have other options we need, and they need to be in place. Get them the help when all else fails, because when it does, these students deserve a place where they can succeed too, because they can. We know all students can learn. Extreme behavior disrupts the whole learning environment. Too often, the whole class must evacuate to escape an unsafe environment. Students shouldn't have to practice evacuation from their violent peers. Other students have a right to an education that is not traumatizing to them. Where is their free and equal education? Ed Code states that no student can impede on the learning of another. Yet, we allow these students to do it with the premise that they have rights too. But we're not addressing their rights to learn, just their rights to attend school. We should do better and protect all the rights. Teachers also deserve an environment where they can teach and not be kicked, shoved, or have things thrown at them while trying to protect the rest of the class. For goodness sake, please help us problem solve with this. We need to help these children. Thank you.
Thank you. That's Angela Edwards, followed by Jessica Waugh.
Good evening. My colleague Lorette stated so well what's going on in our schools with behaviors, and she offered great suggestions in helping our students with severe behaviors that disrupt learning. I agree 100% that something needs to change so that our students can be successful learners, all of our students. I'd like to comment on the treatment of some of our teachers here tonight. Not here, but I'd like to comment on that. I feel like we're going easy on the students, but in some cases, teachers are getting their careers and lives destroyed. I'm very bothered by an example of one of our teachers. How is it that a high school student who is caught smoking marijuana can make up a lie about the teacher who caught her, and the teacher gets removed from her position at the school for trying to do the right thing? This particular teacher has dedicated the last 20 plus years to our district and the students that she cares about. She's recently earned her master's degree in education. Among other accomplishments, she has an admin services credential, a multiple and 2 single subject credentials, and last year she was awarded Excellence in Education for SPED. She's never been disciplined in her years with the district and has had all great evaluations. Should this teacher have ignored what she saw and allow the student and her friends to continue smoking marijuana? The teacher would probably be punished for that too. The message being sent to teachers and staff is don't discipline students unless you're ready to lose your position. I'm disgusted with the way this magnificent educator has been treated. Think about it. A high school student who's hopefully learning from her mistakes and growing has been allowed to turn this exemplary teacher's life upside down. The teacher should never have been removed from her position, as there's no proof that she's done anything wrong. I don't know who made this horrible decision, but who's next? In my opinion, this practice of light consequences on poor student behavior is empowering the student and encouraging them to continue to make bad choices. In emails from Dr. Kaligian, we're told how valuable we are and what positive impacts we make on students every day. Yet some actions toward teachers by the district show that we're undervalued. The story I shared is just one example. There are more. Teachers are leaving the profession and Folsom Cordova because we don't feel supported. Please stop treating us as if we're expendable, and let's start working together to do what's best for our students, which includes giving them a safe place to learn. And finally, I encourage the board to attend a PLC conference to experience what a successful learning community can look like. Thank you.
Thank you. And Jessica Waugh.
Good evening. I'm not usually able to make these meetings, but our Little League game was canceled because of the rain, so I'm honored to be here to speak with you tonight. I'm happy to be here. It's important to me to be here because I want to share about an ongoing concern that I have, one that I've shared with Dr. Kaligian, with other administrators, but we'll continue to speak up on until more action is taken. I'm here to speak up about ongoing concerns about daily racism and oppression in our schools. We can have all the policies and statements of equity in place, but if our daily actions don't line up with those statements, it's all for nothing. I want to speak up about a toxic trait of our district culture that happens daily, hourly. I observe it often in our schools, and that is what I've noticed and experienced is that teachers and especially administrators often ignore, invalidate, and deny support to people of color. When we speak up about concerns that we have, differing ideas that we have, unique experiences, our own perspective, we're often ignored, invalidated, and silenced. Often we're treated with complete silence from people that are there, that are supposed to be there to help. We're not going to be able to hire and retain teachers of color if we keep refusing to support. We're not going to be able to instill that love of learning in our students of color if we continue to ignore their experiences, ignore their feelings. It's not kind, it's not caring, it's not loving. I know there's so many in this room that are beautiful individuals. I'm honored to work with you, but I'm just not seeing the actions that we need to feel supported and cared for. We cannot continue to stay silent about oppression. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica. All right, do we have any public comments online? No. All right, that moves us to item number 9, reports of district organizations. We'll start with our Student Advisory Board.
We just want to say thank you to everyone who attended our first district-wide international night led by SAB and our students. Rocio and I were blown away by the turnout, and we couldn't have asked for a better night. We had hundreds of people in attendance. So from witnessing students in both cities make friends to enjoying the variety of food trucks present, this was really such a uniting event with smiles on everyone's faces, and we hope this becomes a long-standing tradition of togetherness within our district. We also want to thank our theater production specialist, Matt Compton, for the smooth transitions of our performances and navigating the technology, as well as all of the volunteers who came out to support us.
Along with that, we also had our last SAB meeting of the year yesterday and loved getting to honor all of our reps for their hard work this year and recap of all of our accomplishments from the past year. We also held our very first district-wide student board member election last week, and we were so excited to have so many of our secondary students participate in that election. We will announce our next student board members for the next year on May 18th board meeting.
Thank you. And how about California School Employees Association?
Good evening, everybody. Classified staff, we were able to ratify MOUs number 14 and 15 at the last chapter meeting. Negotiations are set for the 17th of this month with the district. As we look forward, I want to say thank you to the district for working with us on targeted training for individual classes and different job sorry, I get this right. I'd like to thank the district for working with us at targeted training for the different classifications of jobs we have throughout the district. This is a big step in what we've been trying to do over the past few months, and they've made it possible with Sarah and the rest of you. Negotiations are set up, like I said, for the 17th of this month, where a lot of people will be able to hear more of this. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Rob. And Folsom Cordova Education Association.
Good evening, Dr. Collegian and members of the board. I know Ms. Gaberman left, but she did touch on some of those safety concerns, and it's something I'm just going to address briefly, but we've been hearing it, and you've been hearing it all year. I mean, starting with our little ones and going up through high school with very recent incidents. I do want to thank Mr. Meyer for everything he's done to support our teachers, from working with our bargaining team and just chatting, trying to brainstorm a bit, to working hand in hand with some of our elementary teachers on these concerns. And we'll keep doing that, but it definitely is going to be a partnership. And I know you all are aware, but we really need to work together on this for the safest possible environment for our teachers and, of course, for our students as well. So again, just want to take a moment to touch on that. But the year's rapidly coming to a close. I can't believe how rapidly. Our FCEA planning day last week, which I think I alluded to at the last board meeting, gave our new exec board a chance to meet and to look forward and do some planning. We've got some new members with some fresh ideas. So lots of good things will be coming up in the future, coming your way. It was also wonderful last week to have CTA Lobby Day back in person again after, I think, at least 3 years. It's been a long time, so it was nice to be back at the Capitol. We met with Assembly and Senate representatives to advocate for education policy. Always fun to do that. Little bummed that we couldn't sit in on the we couldn't sit in on the hearings because the room was super full because of all the construction going on. So that was a bummer. But we were able to meet, and 2 of the bills that we spoke to did pass. AB 1604 gives the community a voice in the sale of a charter school when it closes and promotes the responsible use of Prop 98 funds. So we were happy about that one. And AB 938 also passed, and that's just investing in the future of education. In a nutshell, it's going to enable districts to offer higher salaries to teachers, and that's just one of the many things that we can do to help recruit and retain. So again, happy about that one. And then lastly, I'm looking forward to our teacher recognition celebration next week and hope to see all of you there. Thank you.
Thank you. I believe the Folsom Cordova Leadership Association has a report. Their report actually was earlier tonight with highlighting Theodore Judah. So that brings us to our last report, District English Learner Advisory Committee.
Good evening, everyone. Dr. Gleason, members of the board, and my esteemed colleagues. I have a couple of items to report for DLAC. One, just beginning with, we had our last DLAC meeting on this Tuesday, May 3rd, here in this room. Fun times with lots of hail, but we still had several folks show up and just go over a couple of things, including the Title III plan, which is representative of the supplemental supports for English learners. Additionally, the parents wanted to continue to convey their interest in exploring a dual immersion program in our district and would like to continue reporting, making that request and with follow-up. I do want to shift gears also and tell you that last night I represented our district. Once again, this is my 11th year having the opportunity to work with SCOE and represent our students who received their state seal of biliteracy. I have a couple of facts based on who was represented. In our district, we had 242 students receiving the state seal of biliteracy. That's outstanding. That's a little lower than the past couple of years, but it's wonderful. It's a wonderful number to report. Folsom Cordova has proudly had participation in this, like I said, for 11 years, and we really have a nice display, or if you will, number of students, but also a wide menu of languages represented. We had 19 languages represented. In other words, commonly we think about world language like Spanish or French, or students don't necessarily have to go the world language route. Many of them will test, which means they have the language and they have the courage and, of course, the aptitude to go ahead and challenge at that rigor. So we had 46 students that said, having not taken a world language class, I think I can pass this test, and 46 of them certainly did. It requires the listening, speaking, reading, and writing at a high school fourth year language level. So congratulations to the 46 out of the 242. 100 of those 242, and I'm going to repeat that, 100 of them were former English learners. So that term, emerging bilingual, they emerged. 100 of them did. And there's more. 13 of the students who received their seal of biliteracy this year received it in more than one language, and several of them in 3. And lastly, I'll close with saying that at the ceremony yesterday, it was at Natomas High School. SCOE has had rotation of in-person, ceremony. Folsom Cordova has hosted twice, proudly. We've got to take our turn. But what I wanted to say is one of the student speakers was our very own Sadara Willis from Cordova High School, who was a speaker at the State Seal of Biliteracy County ceremony. And Erica Shanghai had received, she's also a student with our district, and she's a student who received 3 different seals of biliteracy. So she speaks 4 languages, completely biliterate. So really just a great opportunity. I have this to kind of pass around if you'd like to take a look at it. Wonderful event. And I do want to close with saying that each of our high schools honor the students in their award ceremony. So in addition to getting the certificate, they wear a medal at graduation, and they have a gold seal on their diploma with a lot of benefits that take them through college. And many have reported back that jobs that would normally test their language honor and respect the seal of biliteracy. So with that, that's my report. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Ms. Rivera.
That's great news.
All right, that brings us to agenda item 10, agenda consent. Is there anybody that would like to pull an item off of agenda consent?
Yes, Mr. Hui, I'd like to pull item 10M.
All right, is there a motion to approve the agenda consent with the exception of agenda item 10M?
I'll move it.
Motion by Mr. Clark, is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, second by Ms. Srivastava. Superintendent, will you call roll?
Yes, Ms. Perez?
Aye.
Ms. Srivastava?
Aye.
Mr. Clark?
Aye.
Mr. Hui?
Aye.
Ms. Larrett?
Aye.
Ms. Lofthouse?
Aye.
Mr. Reed?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
All right, and agenda item 10M, Superintendent?
We're just pulling that item from the agenda. It's no longer an updated item, so we're pulling it just for good.
Okay, thank you. Brings us to item 11, discussion action item. Item A, New Pacific School Ranch Cordova Charter Petition Revision. Superintendent Clegan.
Thank you. And I want to welcome Betty Jo Wessinger to the podium and also welcome the team from New Pacific Charter School, Dr. Kiefer and Nancy Hurd. Ms. Wessinger is going to talk about the petition and what warrants the change in the board's action tonight, specifically in relationship to the location of the school. Ms. Wessinger.
Good evening, President Reed, members of the board, and the public. This is just a update. In March, on March 9th, I came and I brought the revised petition, presented the revised petition to the board, which was pursuant to the MOU. And so since that time, New Pacific has announced that they have an address change. And so when there is any location change pursuant to the Charter Schools Act, it requires a material revision to the petition. So this is the revised petition that addresses the address change only. That's the only change to the petition. The new address is 10710 Bear Hollow Drive, and that's in Rancho Cordova. That may sound familiar to some of you. It's actually located very near Navigator Elementary School.
Great. Any questions from the board?
Mr. Vice President?
Yes, Mr. Clark.
So one question, is that a solid deal? I mean, is that the permanent address? Or are we looking at what if that falls through? That's just a what if question.
I have Dr. Kiefer here, so perhaps he can come up and talk about what the status is of the property.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. I know this has been a question, and yes, it is. And so we're in the final phases of the lease agreement and the signing, and this is the last step is obviously the board's approval, and then we'll be able to sign the lease. And we are very grateful for your patience in this because it has been a journey. So thank you.
Paul, before you leave, so wouldn't it make more sense to sign the lease and then come back and say, hey, we have a spot? I mean, because anything can happen. I mean, I'm glad that you found a location. That's great. But you know me, I'm that what if kind of guy. Like, what if it falls through, or, what if something comes up, or I don't know, inspection fails. I mean, things happen. Is there anything about...
So the reason for this order is we would be fiduciarily responsible for a lease that would then run into a problem if there was a problem here.
Okay.
And then we'd be owning a lease, and then it's the cart and the horse, or the egg and the chicken.
Right.
So.
Okay. Yeah, that's all I had.
Thanks, Mr. Clark.
All right.
Any other questions from the board? All right, hearing none. I don't see any cards for public comments. Any online? Okay, any further comments by the board? All right, is there a motion to approve the item?
I'll go ahead and move it.
All right, motion by Mr. Clark. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Larrett. Superintendent, will you call the roll?
Ms. Perez?
Aye.
Ms. Srivastava?
Aye.
Mr. Clark?
Aye.
Mr. Hui?
Aye.
Ms. Larrett?
Aye.
Ms. Lofthouse?
Aye.
Mr. Reed?
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, that moves us to item 11B, approved budget guidelines.
Yes, thank you. District staff is in the process of preparing the 23-24 budget, and part of that is the approval of the budget guidelines. Mr. Martin did bring those budget guidelines to the board in December with the staffing ratios, which were approved at that time. However, we've made a couple of adjustments to that, and I'm going to invite Mr. Martin to share some of those details and the updates to a couple of the ratios. Welcome, Mr. Martin.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, actually, the changes are pretty minimal, but what we had identified are two of the site allocations we went in and adjusted. One is with regards to custodial budgets. We had updated it already once, but we recognized costs for custodial supplies were going up to a level that the sites were unable to meet all their needs, so we increased that. The other one was actually in relationship to a conversation that actually was brought up with regards to the music allocations. And we did make an adjustment to the music allocation to do an additional increase based off of unduplicated pupils. And so for school sites that have higher unduplicated pupils, definitely there is an additional impact on the ability to access instruments and the costs associated with that. And so we did make an adjustment to that as well. So those will be the two changes you noticed. In the December meeting, we brought the ratios, but we didn't actually bring all the guidelines. And so you also have your guidelines there that just speak to the processes that we do to create the budget. One of the biggest ones that we speak to is at the adoption of the budget, we include every position that we have, the board has approved and that we have in position control. So that normally is the peak of the position control until we do any kind of settlement and then until we fill all the positions. So during the budget cycle, what will happen is a lot of times you may actually see salaries go down because of the fact that we are actually not filling some of those positions, specifically on the classified side, as we know. But we're hoping to get that back up to 100%. I know Dawn's working hard on that for us. So, any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Any questions from the board? Not hearing any questions. I see no in-person public comment. Anything online? Okay, any further comments by the board? Is there a motion to move this item forward?
I'll motion.
All right, motion by Ms. Lofthouse. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Clark. Superintendent, will you call roll?
Ms. Perez?
Aye.
Ms. Srivastava?
Aye.
Mr. Clark?
Aye.
Mr. Hui?
Aye.
Ms. Larrett?
Aye.
Ms. Lofthouse?
Aye.
Mr. Reed?
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. Thank you.
Great. And believe it or not, tonight we don't have any discussion items or information items, so that moves us straight to item 12, Superintendent's Report. Superintendent?
Thank you. And I want to start by doing a shout out for all our Folsom Cordova Unified employees. It is Staff Appreciation Week. I know it's teacher, but we recognize all of our employees, and we're going to do so at an employee recognition event in which you're all invited to on May 11th at 4 o'clock at Hagan Park, and we look forward to that celebration to celebrate and to thank all of our employees in Folsom Cordova. I also want to thank Ria and Rosio for their leadership in putting together our district-wide international night. I think they didn't play up how successful an event it was, because it was, I think, even exceeded our expectations. And we heard that from other students and families, and I know the students and families are looking forward to this event and this legacy that you're leaving for others in the future to celebrate. So thank you for your leadership. It was a lot of fun too, and lots of participation. I also want to thank all those Folsom Cordova staff and families that participated in Kids Day in the Park. We had probably 12 different departments highlighted and had hundreds of students coming by to learn about the services from pre-K through adult and food services and after school. And it was just great to see so many families out at Kids Day in the Park, having a good time, but also learning about Folsom Cordova and all the ways that we can support them through our schools and through our community. And then yesterday, we celebrated our elementary track meet. We dodged the lightning and the thunder, thank goodness, and the hail too. But that couldn't have happened without the organization of our Director of Athletics, Peter Maroon, and one of our PE teachers, Crystal Adrago, and all of our elementary PE teachers that put together this event that included all 21 elementary schools, about 450 students. These were our 4th and 5th graders participating yesterday at Vista del Lago. So big shout out to all the staff that made that possible and to the student volunteers that were helping at the event. And then last week, we also held our Parent Summit, which was, again, our last summit for the year. We focused on opportunities for families to know about college-going and career opportunities in our district, starting in elementary school through high school. We had Julie Werner from Vista del Lago talking about A through G and dual enrollment, and Alicia Goodell talking about our CTE programs. And Miss Larrett was there, and she said, can you please bring the flyer that Alicia Goodell shared with the families, because it has all of our career tech ed programs on one page for all of our schools. So thank you for that suggestion, and you all have a copy of it there as well. And I just want to wish all our students the best as they're getting ready for the end of the school year and those that are graduating. And we look forward to learning who our new student board members are next meeting, and to wish our 2 outgoing student board members all the best. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. And now it's to item 13, board member reports. We'll start with our student board members. Ms. Perez.
Thank you. I want to echo the comment on the success of our international night. I felt absolutely comfortable in the atmosphere of my own campus and sharing our backgrounds with each other. Happy Staff Appreciation Week as well. Thank you to Counselor Mr. Escandon, who has been an exceptional counselor to me this year. I also want to say that May is also Mental Health Awareness Month, so let's use this month to recognize your children, students, and yourself in order to minimize stigma and promote our mental health. Remember to be kind to yourself and others. Empathy and understanding go a long way toward creating a supportive and inclusive environment. Lastly, good luck on all my peers for their IB exams this week. Thank you.
All right, Ms. Shrivasta.
Thank you. Yeah, I know we touched on it a little bit in the SAB report, but I just wanted to take a moment to reflect on what a success International Night was this year. It was such an honor to host the event. We had such a wide range of cultures represented, ranging from Tonga to the Philippines to Afghanistan to the LGBTQ+ community to India to Zambia. So it's like every culture represented. And I think the best part of this event was being able to connect students from across the district. We had so many moments in the setup alone where I watched students from Rancho and Folsom come together to execute this shared vision that we had for the event, which was so exciting. It was such a labor of love. And I think Rocio and I are planning on putting a presentation together to be able to share some pictures and stuff from the event at our next meeting. But yeah, I just also want to say Happy Staff Appreciation Week. There's so many teachers, administrators, and classified staff I wish I could recognize by name, but I'll just leave it at that. Thank you so much. And again, Happy Mental Health Awareness Month. Thanks.
Great, thank you so much. Board Member Lofthouse.
I also want to say happy staff appreciation to all of FCUSD staff. And Ria and Rocio, your international night was absolutely amazing. I brought my kids and they did not want to leave. They didn't want it to be over, and they loved every second of it. So congratulations, and I know that it will be going on many years to come. So also thank you to Mr. Johnson for his presentation. I love seeing how SEL is being integrated into everyday rather than being something separate. And that's something that this district's been working a really long time to get to. So I loved seeing that in action. Also, thank you to the National Board teachers. They provide education excellence in our schools, oftentimes training other teachers, being that extra person on staff that people can ask questions to. And it's sort of an unspoken position of training. So thank you to all of them and everything they do on the site, on the school sites. I just wanted to mention that mental health services, not just during Mental Health Month, safety and anti-racism at our school will continue to be the utmost focus for me while I'm on the board. And I look forward to meeting our new student board members next week.
Good. Thank you. Board Member Clark.
Thank you. Happy Staff Appreciation Week. And, when I think about it and I'm out in the schools and visiting these teachers, it shouldn't just be one week that's celebrated out of the year. It should be celebrated every month, at least once a week, because these teachers are our treasures. They're there to teach our kids. I mean, that is the sacrifice that they do. So I just want to say happy Staff Appreciation Week, even though I think it should be celebrated every month, to our teachers, and job well done. I want to congratulate our SAB on a amazing international night, although I wasn't there and I was waiting for my live stream that never happened. I heard it was a good event, and I look forward to next year's event, because I think you guys have set a precedent to have it every year now. So hopefully we'll make that happen, and if there's any way that I can support you, please let me know. Did not visit any Folsom Cordova Unified Schools, but I did visit a high school in Magnolia County in Mississippi. I want to thank Mr. Montrell Moore at South Pike High School for taking me around, and I visited classrooms, and we sat down and we talked about the differences and similarities that we had as far as SEL, student safety, even down to cell phones. I was fortunate enough to present him with the Cordova hat. My wife just texted me not too long ago and said that I have a South Pike High School hat that came in the mail today. So I'm going to run home and take a look at it. And I love my hat, so I'll probably wear it soon. But that's all that I have. Look forward to getting out to some of our schools next week, just as a final farewell to our students, and wish them the best of luck on their journeys on completion of high school and their promotion into middle school. That's all I have.
All right, thank you, Mr. Clark. Board Member Larrett.
So I really wanted to say how much I enjoyed our Parent Summit and how much I appreciate all the staff that presented last week. I really felt like it was a Parent Summit of hope. Parents that were seeing a pathway forward for their students and different kinds of educational curriculum, and just so many people were just so excited about really, I think, digging into like, what is A to G, I mean, I think there was a lot of parents who didn't understand that, and so I think a lot of parents really appreciated that clarity for that, and then just really being able to see our robust offerings that we have for our CTE programs, and really like delving into that and really learning like what that pathway is. And so just wanted to thank staff for all the work that they put into it. I know that it's hours of time putting that together, and how much that I really do feel like it impacts our community when we can bring our parents in and really like work with them and talk to them and be able to like mingle with them and have honest discussions and meaningful relationship building with those. The International Festival was amazing. One thing I really wanted to highlight was really how much I appreciated you guys really delving into all the schools. I mean, we had elementary to middle to high schools, and just all ages that were able to participate. It was just a really awesome cultural celebration that I think everyone just really appreciated. It was standing room only, so that was amazing. I had to sit like way at the top. I mean, there was like not a seat available. Wanted to also thank Theodore Judah and for really creating a place in the library for children to learn to love books. I myself loved going to the public library when I was younger, and just really appreciate all the efforts that they've made toward kids being able to be in an environment that is comfortable for them, where they can learn and that they can make relationships there as well. Wanted to say congratulations to Cheryl and the MAC. I think one thing is that the MAC and Cheryl are kind of like the heart of our community. So many community and cultural events that happen there. And it's open to the public, it's free. And I think that they've really created a culture of learning when it comes to arts, and really being able to embrace that. And then also wanted to thank facilities for fixing the fence at Cordova High and making that an 8-foot fence around the stadium. So shout out. I know I've been asking for that for a while, and I really, really appreciate the effort. And I got pictures today that they're like, the fence is 8 foot. So I was really excited about that. So thank you so much. Thanks to all of our staff and all our teachers. They put in hours of endless work, and as parents and as board members, I can't tell you how much we appreciate all that staff does and all that the teachers do for us. And that's it.
Thank you. Board President Reed?
Thank you. I just wanted to provide a quick update. We had our 2x2 meeting with the city of Folsom today. This is a pretty quick agenda. We discussed Alder Creek Elementary School and the upcoming groundbreaking that we're having there. Obviously extended our invitation for them to attend that groundbreaking. We also talked about the upcoming joint meeting that we are having with both the City Council of Rancho Cordova and the City Council of Folsom. And then we also discussed some ideas about creating some opportunities for our middle school students after school when they get out. And that's more of a brainstorming idea. And then I just want to, again, with my fellow board members, I also want to thank the teachers and the staff. I mean, honestly, we can't run the school district without them, and very much appreciate all of their efforts throughout the year. So thank you. But with that, that's all I have for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to mention a few things. It's probably maybe no mistake that it's Mental Health Awareness Month, the same month that there are IB and AP tests, as well as finals. So good luck to all those that are taking both IB and AP tests coming up here. And in terms of Mental Health Awareness Month, there's a statistic that I hear quite frequently, but I think it's worth mentioning that 1/5 of our students are struggling with mental health. But of those 1/5, only 80% have the access that they need to receive services for mental health or are using those services. It means we have this huge gap of students that need help. So I do want to call out our mental health therapists, our teachers, our counselors who spoke tonight. I know that FCUSD is doing a lot of work to make sure that those students do have access and can utilize that access. So thank you for all of that work. For our principals, our campus monitors, I know that goes across the board, the people that are in touch with our students daily. So thank you. And for those students that are struggling and are afraid to reach out, I just really encourage you to ask somebody for some help, be it a friend or somebody else. Last thing for me is just wanted to mention, it was really wonderful to see Delaware State University, one of the HBCUs that we're partnering with out here a couple of weeks ago. They were able to make it to Cordova High, Vista, and Folsom, as well as, I believe, they had something here in this building, and had a great connection with a lot of our students. I encourage any students that are considering this as a college to look into it. They literally were ready to hand out scholarships on the spot with our students. Some of them full ride scholarships depending on their GPA. So they've got a wonderful program. Excited to see some of our FCUSD students attending there, and hopefully within these next couple of years see some of those students coming back into our program as teachers and other positions. But that's it for me. That brings us to item 14, advanced planning. The next board meeting is scheduled for May 18th. I do believe whatever time we saved tonight, we get to allocate to that meeting. So drink your coffee beforehand. We might be here a while. We have a 12-month board calendar that's posted. So if you have any questions, you can find that on the agenda online. And then that brings us to suggested future agenda items. Are there any suggested future agenda items?
Yes, Mr. Vice President.
Mr. Clark.
As I mentioned in my board comments about South Pike High School, is there, this is kind of crazy, well, maybe not, but I know, like the city of Rancho Cordova has their sister city, I believe, in Japan. Is there any way to have like a sister school? I mean, I don't know how we could make that happen, but it'd be great to just reach out and kind of we adopt each other and be in communication with each other just to find out how things are going at their schools. I mean, you never know. Maybe you have their principal or one of their admins come out and take a tour of our schools. I just don't know the process of having a sister school. I don't think it's ever happened in this district.
We can look into that, and I'll defer to our principals, our secondary principals, and see what interest they may have, and our student board members too, because they might want to be involved in that process to connect with their colleagues. So we'll look into that.
Awesome.
Great. Well, that's a great idea, Mr. Clark. Thanks. Any others? All right. Next up is recess closed session. We don't have any business left in closed sessions. I believe that brings us to item 19, adjournment. So if there are no objections, we'll adjourn the meeting by unanimous consent. Are there any objections? Hearing none, we are adjourned.